guys, René Bruun back at you, street photographer Dublin. Thought I'd do a quick video this day next week. I'm off to Iceland, can't wait. But it feels like it's been a while since I put out a new video, and special thanks to Philip Sutton pointing out on the last video when I was a bit hoarse. I just put music instead of me talking, and he liked the photos. Wasn't a big fan of the music. I get it, I'm not a big fan myself. At the same time, I don't like hearing my own voice like most people do. So it worked out at that time. But this time I thought I'd go through a few older photos that maybe you have or haven't seen. And, just talk about them for a few minutes just to get a new video out, really. Keep momentum going. And, see what happens next week. So the current selection I have at the moment will be from when I had an Olympus Pen F, the modern digital version. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful small camera. Really top notch, very underrated. By far way better than the Fuji X100 V series. So if you're looking for a good camera and you haven't got one of them, please look up the Fuji Pen F. It is a fantastic camera. So one of the first photos I'm going to look at here is a black and white shot I had taken of a Dublin bus, number 67, outside Trinity College. It was a wet day, and if I go into the Get Info section on my Mac, I can see that this was taken January the 9th, 2018. It's a lovely shot. I have a bit of lens blur, selective blurring on the shot. People are walking around the umbrellas. The bus is like pin sharp. It's just one of those shots that, although the bus itself is centered, which you normally try not to do, you use the rule of thirds. It just works. The bus is pin sharp. It's clearly in focus, and there's no GDPR issues, even though you're in the middle of a city centre, because everyone else is kind of blurred out. So it's a really nice shot. I'm going to move this into the timeline so I can edit it in with this video. So what else have I got here? Boat when the tide's out. Two boats actually. There was up in Holt Harbour. One of them actually was a regular boat that was up against the East Pier, and it was removed. But the second boat was actually unfortunately set on fire, I think by vandals or just idiots basically. This is a beautiful black and white shot that was taken February the 19th, 2017. Again with my Pen F. I like the processing of this. I love black and white because from the moment you become conscious, everything you see in your life is in colour. And that's all you know. Billions and billions of colours. Whereas black and white, it reminds you of old school back in the day where things a lot more simple. Your eyes aren't bamboozled with all the different colours. It's plain and straightforward. You've nothing distracting you. You're just looking clearly at the image. And I think that's a nice attraction to it. I think that's why people like it. It's good. Black and white just has this lovely vintage feel. Back in the days when things are simpler and better for people. The good old days. There was another shot I took one day down at the IFSC during very heavy rain in the winter. This was when I was working, I guess I can't really say which company it was in the city centre, financial services. It was a winter's day, if I remember correctly. Yes, 23rd of January 2017, very heavy rain. Again, this was black and white. It was handheld. From what I remember, I had an f1.4 25mm lens on the camera at the time. And heavy rain, the camera was weather sealed, if I remember correctly. And it's a nice shot. I like it. Most people wouldn't normally think of taking photographs in the rain, but you can do it if you're careful. You do it right. And they can work out well. So I'm going to look at a colour shot now, something I don't normally do. Not a religious person, but as Homer would say in The Simpsons, praise Jeebus. This is where I used the .png file of Jeebus, aka Jesus Christ. And I had basically used some lens flare in St. Dulig's Church on the Malahide Road. There is a old well there, and the light was coming in. It was dark inside, but the light was coming in at the time of day. I think it was about 11 o'clock in the morning. So I used a bright light and some lens flare, and it looks very holy, as they say. But what I did was, I have someone close to me who is very religious, so I decided to put Jeebus into the picture with the lens flare, and it actually looks like a very religious. I mean, it's a cool shot. It is a cool shot, but yeah, it's a nice one. Again, it's a very old shot. Now, sometimes you can go out, and when you can't find a picture, you're just not inspired, you can create a picture. I wouldn't always recommend it, but this is for my personal use. I love orca whales, and I decided one day to use a photograph I'd found on Google Images and convert it into nice black and white tones, and then mixed it in with a shot of Holt Harbour, the lighthouse taken from the West Pier, and just mixed the two of them. And yeah, I love it. It's my personal use. I mean, I didn't really put it anywhere. Instagram maybe, but it's a really nice shot. And sometimes it's good to be creative like that. Just think outside the box. Again, this was April 2017. So sometimes you just need to do that. You know, it's helpful to get a bit creative sometimes. You know, don't always just take the picture. Make a picture. You know, there's days you can shoot in the same place over and over. But, you know, you need to be able to get creative sometimes, just to keep the creative juices flowing, as they say. I pretty much invented the term pub trait, which is like a portrait. Pretty much it is a portrait, but it is shot in the environment of a pub, because a lot of times when people are in pubs, they tend to be relaxed. You know, they're themselves, they let their guard down, and they're just relaxed. You know, if you say, hey, any chance to get a picture, it's a cool character. You know, they're happy to pose for you, and you can get a nice photograph. This is an old school friend of mine, Rory Gurn. This was taken on the 26th of January 2020, and at the Bayside Inn. He had a cool Australian sort of cowboy hat. I really liked it, and I got a nice black and white shot of him, and he was quite happy with that. Let me see what else I've got there. There's another fella, one of my all-time favourite shots, who is a year and 2 days deceased today, Derek Quinn, aka Skinny, and it's a great photograph. This was taken during COVID, if I remember correctly, where the pubs were shut, but they allowed outdoor drinking if you had an outdoor facility. In this case, I won't say which pub, they used the beer yard with all the kegs, and Derek is always a great face, lots of character. I'd asked him to pose for a particular picture. Now, this particular pose, I didn't ask him to do, he just did himself. But I love it. I think it's a great shot. It's a really beautiful shot. A lot of people love it. Okay, let me see what else. This might have to be a two-part series, because I have so many shots. I mean, I've been taking photographs since I was 16, 17 years old. I'm 51 now. So, unfortunately, I had a huge collection on my old iMac, and one day the hard drive completely packed it in. And at the time, I never had external drives to back up the photographs. So I lost about 6, maybe 7 years worth of photos, which is very upsetting. Well, to me at least, you know. One last shot, actually, just something different for this video. At the racecourse park in Baldoyle, they have Highland cattle, hairy coos, as the Scottish would call them, coos. And if you're Scottish, maybe not, maybe say cows, but I've heard people call them coos. And I just took this shot one morning. It was beautiful sunrise, golden hour, and it was the 22nd of April 2019. Big Highland cow in the racecourse park, lovely golden light, and I took this beautiful colour shot. Absolutely love it. I keep meaning to get it printed, framed. I've never got around to it yet. But yeah, listen, that's enough for this particular video, because we're already running 10 minutes. So yeah, keep an eye out I'm off to Iceland in a week, and hopefully I have lots of new street photography there. Limited to about 4 hours of daylight, so I need to be quick. But yeah, I can't wait. So let's see what happens. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and enjoying the video. And if you didn't subscribe, please share it. It helps me out. Every time a video is watched, it helps with the algorithm. And enjoy the rest of the week.